Alex Hansery here, coming to you the last days of February in the year 2016, just days after my 36th birthday. At the moment, I'm coming to you from Del Norte, Colorado. Take a look at this rock that I've been parked next to. And I've made a decision on my next step. I'm going to a particular town that will remain unmentioned. The downside is my own internet service won't be working. I'll have to rely on other sources for internet to get some of my basic things done. The positive is there's going to be better access to nature, to trees, and it's a town in which I do hope to find some work. It's an area, a county, where the land is far more expensive than other areas. If I could find some work, I would see it as a godsend, and I would try to attempt, although, I don't think you can. They want closer to full dollar, I think, in this area. It's not like you put $100 down, you put several $1,000s down. Some of the regulations are a little bit more lax, although I'm sure they have some, and that's all I'm going to say about it. I can see how my discussions about Costilla County and the Rio Grande Ranchos and the that I put on YouTube may have brought some alarm to some people over the years. Although I did not put it on the map, Colorado itself is a state that has decriminalized marijuana, so it's seen rapid growth, wealthy investment. Also, people that have come here just for the marijuana are here as well, more so in the more populated areas like Denver and Colorado Springs, and surrounding areas like the national parks. So I'm glad that I recently traveled in a clockwise manner around the Front Range and seen Boulder and seen Netherland, passed through Denver this time. But I've been to Denver before, and I've been around the Springs before, and I've been up to Manitou Springs, been to Salida, been to Montrose, been to Gunnison, been to Durango, been to, in a way, I've seen more of Colorado than I have of Oregon. I've never really spent much time in southern Oregon, Klamath Falls, places like that. So the point is even though I haven't found my grounding, I've really gotten a chance to see other parts of Colorado, and I can certainly say that certain areas are not for me. And I felt drawn back to southern Colorado. This time, I'm going to embark on a whole new town tomorrow after the sun goes down. And even though my main internet, which works in my RV, isn't going to work there, I still think that it's a better choice. They have a gym there. There is some growth. Back to the growth in some other areas in Colorado that I'm not drawn to. You have a lot of wealthy investment from Texas and other places, and the properties don't even look attractive. And then you have other areas that are more affordable to live in Colorado, but you're dealing with, in some cases, lower income Hispanics that don't want to have people that aren't seen as their kind next to them because of the long-standing resentment that some people have relating to the history of this region, and a lot of racial animosity over land rights and land ownership and things of that nature. And so there is a dislike and distrust, especially of lower income whites. But I have noticed, Costilla County is a perfect example, how those with the money, people like Louis Bacon and others, how they can influence these same counties if they're willing to drop a lot of money. So it is difficult in this day and age, just in general, to be living the RV lifestyle or be living in a vehicle and going from place to place. It's draining, but it's also very educational. It does more than build character. It builds a lot of experience. It builds upon the wisdom that I've already accrued from what society is like, what some men are like, what some women are like, what the majority of them are like, really, wherever you go. And some people have said, well, Alex, the off-grid lifestyle isn't all it's cracked up to be. No, it's never awesome when you're being kicked off a county because they've banned RVs or something to that effect. That doesn't mean that people should give up their dreams and their hopes. For me, for Alex Ansary, there's no going back. There's no reassimilating to the matrix. I'm already functioning somewhat with the matrix. I'm working part-time for someone else's website. I'd like to find other work under the table. Some of you should also take into consideration that, well, for one thing, I'm more valuable to you guys speaking about the issues that matter and living in a peaceful place and doing what I need to do to get into a peaceful space. And that's more important than reassimilating back into any grid or system. And I'll also remind some of the viewers that are fans of the Archon podcast series that was done in Costilla County when I returned to Costilla County. And I'm going from Trinidad, Colorado, back into Costilla County. I'm away from the cell phone signals, no one around for miles. I'm actually in a cell phone dead zone. A cell phone dead zone. And I believe that one day, granted they don't build any cell towers out there, and as long as they keep the growth down in Costilla County, there's not going to be any additional cell phone towers. They're going to reach that particular area. So if something big were to happen, and I was in that particular area of Costilla County, I would go to a certain location. But right now, Costilla County is in the rearview mirror. And as things are continuing the way that they have been, Costilla County is not the place for me. So I have already set my eyes on another place, and the land is much more expensive. And in some cases, it's not as attractive, but there's something about it. It's something about the terrain. If Costilla County was calling me, this place is screaming to me. But I could already see the population rising. So I think it's a beautiful area. I think it's calling out to me because of the energy. I think I should go and I should visit it and try to hang around there for a few weeks to a few months. That's going to be my goal. It's not a place like Alamosa. It's a place where the energies are a little bit better. And I'm going to try in this situation to not let the fact that there is wealthy investment in that area turn me off, because there's somewhat of a materialistic aspect to that. I'm going to do my best to stealth camp in that environment. And as far as work is concerned, to finish that thought, it's difficult when you're someone like me in a day and age where people will Google your name and see what's out there. And so because there's a lot of controversial stuff on my channel, they're gonna look at some of that content and go, well, do we want someone like this representing our business? Imagine also in Portland when I was actually on cable TV. That was a situation where it was, the way the manager of that restaurant by the river, Salty's, turned me down, and that tone of voice, we decided to hire from within. Knowing damn well when they called me for that interview, they were looking for someone right away. There was something they didn't like, there was something they found. Or there was something that they stumbled upon on the internet when they did a Google search, or someone recognized me as that guy. So this is why it's awesome when you find work under the table or when you're referenced. Like with the AMTV thing, that came through a reference. And so when things come through a reference, whether it be a roommate situation or land for sale or a job, that's awesome, and I'm praying for that now. I'm praying that the universe is going to assist me in where I go from here on out. As I go to this new place that I'm not mentioning tomorrow, and I meditate tonight, and I put out some positive energy, and I put out a positive video for you guys today. And I'm telling you, right now I'm putting my intention to drive into a town and establishing some roots there, beginning tomorrow. And if you want to pray with me, in that I find the right allies that will not take advantage of me. Because there are people that will do that. Oh, come on my property. Yeah, do a little bit of work. I'm in talks with someone about assisting for an hour and a half a day doing livestock work to be out in the country. Granted, she has internet. And hopefully this isn't some sort of a slave driver, but I'm going to find out. And I'm the type of guy that's willing to take some risks. Now, having said that, I want to start saving the money that I already have now that I'm down to like $100-something. All the wages just spent from the AMTV gig and my YouTube AdSense, and I can't have that. I need to come up with a few $1,000s, and I need to be able to save that and have that in a lump sum. And either at the middle of this year or moving towards fall of this year, let's just say I'm in the same area. Let's just say I have $5,000, and I'm in talks with someone. Maybe someone has some land, and they're willing to take that as a down payment, half the value of the land. The land is more expensive up there, but you can live in your RV. I've been told this by multiple sources. I'm going to verify this, and I'm going to find out. And I got verification from several people that went to Costilla County last year and found the door slammed in their face, and they ended up at the place that I'm looking at. It's more expensive, but I would rather see the money come in. And, there's thousands of dollars that's already gone to life on the roads, basic survival. I want to be in a situation where I can be on the land, have that money in the hands of whoever have the title to the land in my hand. And then from that point on, additional funding goes towards building a structure. In no way have I ever said I intended to live in an RV for life. But for someone like me to go reassimilate back into the system, that's not something that I can commit to. But where I am going is not like out in the middle of nowhere. It is an actual town with an actual gym. I'm going to get back to the gym. I'm going to keep my progress. I'm going to keep my progress. I'm going to peak out in strength and dense, not big, dense power. Extended period of time, eating healthy food, getting good exposure from the sun, and sharing from my heart on this YouTube channel, and putting out my intentions and being more regular with my centering and my grounding. Again, that's why I'm making this decision. I'm sacrificing something like internet in my RV wherever I go, and going to a situation where, there's going to be a little bit more maneuvering necessary on my part. I'm going to be in another new place that's completely unfamiliar. But you know what? As long as I'm going to be an outsider everywhere, I might as well enjoy my environment. I said the same thing when I went to Netherlands, but with Netherlands, my heart was not there as far as staying in that environment and going and living on BLM property in the National Forest. No. I was also told there's a lot of problems in the National Forest up there with a lot of people that have become homeless in recent years. So there's fighting and things of that nature. I want to be away from the hordes of human beings, for better or for worse. And I don't have anything against one racial group over another, even though you do hear me criticize aspects of racism, and people want to turn it around and call that racist, and it's just ridiculous. I want to get away from people and their programming, and I've seen in recent months and recent years how deeply programmed every racial group actually is, the human species, especially if they're tapped into mass consciousness. So there's nowhere for me to go but up, forward, and beyond. After my entire life experience behind me, Portland behind me, Oregon behind me, even Costilla County behind me, there is only pushing forward, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to the next town tomorrow, which is a Monday. I'm going to walk around. I'm going to go to the gym, probably set up a membership for the next month, and I'm going to work on committing. I'm going to take the advice that someone sent me in a recent video, and I don't want to spend my money on gas anymore. I'm going to work on committing to staying in the same area, granted that I find parking, and that I leave myself open for offers from jobs from people that I meet in person, not on the internet, while I practice a little bit of discipline and not actually talk about the town that I'm in. I think it's going to be exciting for you. I think it's going to be exciting for me. I'll go over the basics of RV stealth camping. When I'm up there, I'll continue talking about the Archon podcast series. I'll take time to hike in nature, and maybe we'll talk about meditation. And since I've already started punching the bag, maybe I should elaborate a little bit more on technique and some of the other things that I want to share. I want to get back to the MGTOW conversation and speak to the women that watch this channel and explain that I am actually trying to help in the evolution process by calling out the programming that we're seeing in our peers. And never confuse that when I criticize people that I sometimes identify to be white supremacists, others that I identify to be stuck in fake conspiracy news, others that are consumed with hating this group or that group. Never confuse my criticism of that behavior that I've seen throughout my life with actually hating that group. It's the programming. And when we can rise above the programming of this world, we can evolve to another state of being. With that, I think I've said enough. I'm going to do this. I think I found my grounding. I think I found, if this place doesn't work out, of course, there's other places that I can visit in New Mexico, but I've heard good things about this place. And I don't want the fact that there's money coming into that area now, because we're seeing massive change in Colorado. I'm not going to let that scare me away. It could be another chance or case where there's no parking signs everywhere, but I don't think so. I think this is a case where I'm going to find a place to park my RV where it's not going to be in someone else's way. And I'm going to be able to strike that happy balance of staying in the same area, maybe looking for work, maybe meeting a few locals, going to the gym on a daily basis, staying healthy every day, doing my work. I may be at the library every day because I can't isolate my RV. Maybe that's the thing I need to get me moving and out and interacting and rubbing elbows with people in the world. Until next time, I'm Alex Ansary, coming to you from Southern Colorado, reminding you that the path to the ultimate truth and place of power, as I've said for years, still lies within, and that's the very thing that keeps me going throughout this adventure. When I feel overwhelmed, going from town to town to town, and now the battery is dead. Okay, this video is officially over.